Hmm. Okay. There we go. Now off to the most exciting part of the game. Getting closer to the finale for this difficulty level. Okay. Let's see. Slay Command Lucius. Trials for sure not. Fort Icon. Armory. Yeah, well. Probably gonna be all good. So there's the whole devotion topic still out there. So let's see. There was something I wanted to check out. Where was it again? Here. So my little devotion guide here. Scholar's Light. Just looking for things that I can't do right now. So the Quill and the Scholar's Light. Oh yeah. Quill brings ether resistance and elemental damages are all in my portfolio. So does Scholar's Light. Elemental resistances are way less important right now though. So I'm gonna start with a Quill. Extra damage and extra ether resistance. Just what I need. Okay, let's go. Auras over toggled. Let's go and slay some monsters. I hope, or at least. Okay. This way. Oh god. Bolts. This thing scared the hell out of me. My good. We do a lot of damage here already. Jeez. I'm not used to such kill speeds against ethereal bolts. Looking good so far. Okay, that's a lot of enemies. And the boss down there.
Skill's not ready.
Overseer's Eye. Is that anything I could like? No, not at all. Horned leggings of protection. Ether resistance. But overall, not really worth the exchange. Not too much difference there. Oh, Raider Portraits. That's a lot of difference, but not really any stats that I want to have, sadly. Looking good so far. Oh yeah, another skill that I don't like has leveled up again. Too bad. Tsunami is somehow not really visible or noticeable in any way.
do that yet.
Range of the totems is pretty low overall. They really don't seem to have that insane kind of range there. It's more about the bounces. This is pretty scary altogether.
That skill's not ready.
It does look easy, but if any of those enemies would actually slam into my character, things wouldn't be that pretty. Haunted Vestment of the Ether. Well, nope. Big old nope there. Pierce resistance is good. Oh, can I put totems through the gate? Oh yeah, I can. The ultra cheesy death. From afar. Okay. Is there anything interesting among these? Oh, that's a lot of health. But beyond that, not really anything.
That skill's not ready.
But overall, it seems as if my kill speed is still high enough to not be too worried about anything here. I don't even need to put up my wind devils too often. I'm still very bothered by these extremely low resistances down here. Ah, take that. This is some sort of secret room, I think. Just cleansed a secret room from the inside. Gotta love those totems. Now I want to know how to enter this secret room. There we go. Not so secret at all. Assault Helm of Tormented Souls. I like the armor rating of that one. But beyond that, there's not much fitting to my build here, sadly. Scrap! Beauty of crafting.
Yeah. That skill's not ready.
These Fleshwolf commanders are pretty resilient. Well, it's like finding the same item again and again. Because it's basically just that. These dudes, they have one monster infrequent, which I'm actually wearing right now. Just checking out if there's anything better, but I've got enough of that. Okay. I really don't like this part of the game too much. Fort Icon is always a part of the game that I'm pretty happy when I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Plate mail belt. Still looking for a good belt. But there's really nothing to be found anywhere. Crazy. Take that. Okay. Do I even use a relic right now? Okay. At least something. I was starting to wonder if I skip the relic part altogether. So, there we go.
That skill's not ready. Yeah.
At least there's not much risk behind these fights here right now. Wow, those elementalists are so resilient against the totems. It's crazy. Die already. Probably should use the Wind Devils more with these dudes. Generally, I should use the Wind Devils more. Okay. Whew. Commander Lucius, I'm scared. Should I put up something? No. It will be.
Yeah. Stubborn human, you've already lost. Die, human.
No. Oh. God. That's damage.
Your resistance is out there.
This thing is dying so friggin' quickly. Oh, I forgot to turn on the music again. No, I didn't. Okay. The game forgot to turn on the music, I guess. Okay. High Concealer's Coat. Oh, I don't think so. Diamond Signet. Ooh. Ooh, that's looking good. So probably gonna replace the Quickening Gem. Well, Quickening Gem has Pierce resistance. The other one is Ether resistance. But the damage upgrades are pretty nifty. Pretty nifty. Well, I do already have other rings. Well, let's wait for level 50 then. Okay, we're done here. Worked out a lot better than I thought.
That skill's not ready.
There we go. Oh. That army in front of that will keep.
That skill's not ready.
They're definitely gonna need those Wind Devils now. Okay. Oh, Master Rava. I think that's a good thing to go for next. But let's go for the Necropolis Gates first. That Necromancer faction quest could be just the thing to level up a little bit. Or, no, not Necromancer. Well, actually Necromancer, because we're fighting Necromancers. Okay. Carefully getting closer to that one. I hate Hulks in general. They are among the most scary things the Ethereals have in store, so rather respect them. Ugh. Oh, the first obelisk. Oh, that thing died quickly. Tainted Rain Matter. Nice. Ow. Okay, the obelisk ain't down yet. I would have been surprised to get rid of that thing that quickly. Okay.
That skill's not ready.
Whew. Hate this place. Taking it slowly, one Hulk at a time. And round 2. Kill speed is insane. I'm used to way longer fights against these obelisks. Okay, Bulwark. Browse. Resistance. It's such a massive pile of upgrades towards Mukbrogan's pack. It's pretty insane. Yorin, hey there, welcome. It's so nice to see you. Oh, I hate this place. I'm pretty tense here right now. This is one of the areas in the game I never feel comfy with. Especially the Plains of Strife. Necropolis is pretty chill again, but Plains of Strife, I don't know why I'm really scared of that place. It's partially the mines and also the amount of ethereal giants you're facing there. Yeah, I did, Huron. I'm already using your layout right now. My plan was to blindly copy it for now and optimize it later when I have more points at my disposal. That was for now the plan. Because it looks pretty good, it gets me where I want to be, but I'm not sure if I want to keep all the points that you spent there. But yeah, we're going to see that, hopefully. Oh. It's really rough right now. So shouldn't
Good work down there.
Here.
We cannot
Speaking to the wrong person. Didn't I pick these supplies up? I could swear that I picked them up. I didn't, obviously.
perfectly safe illusions.
No. Whatever. So, a good reason to enter one of my favorite areas of the game again. Don't think you can copy it in one go. Yeah, I should be able to do that as well. I know that you can reset the crossroads points to some degree
You are.
when you don't need them anymore. Ionosteria. Actually, Anasteria, she doesn't have an H in between her after that T, is a pretty good option for me to level up a little bit more. The Fang of the Bone Hunter. Wasn't that the one in the vicinity of Burwich? Eastmarsh, yeah. Eastmarsh is pretty scary. I don't know if I really want to go towards Eastmarsh that eagerly. Okay. So I'm not at any level 50 skill yet. I need to change that. So let's see, Stormcaller's Pact or Primal Bond. None of these look too tasty. Arcanist, Fire Ether, no. Star Pact. Star Pact is actually the most interesting one, but getting over to that thing will cost me an insane amount of skill points. Is that worth it, is the question. Or can I put my points somewhere else in between? So I always opt in for more resilience here in general. So the options I got, Mokgrogan's Pact would be not really appealing to me. It's just the health and energy regeneration portion that is nice here. The rest of the stuff is just something that I can't ditch. And over here, well, oh yeah, Pierce and Ether Resistance. These are really, 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 really good. Because Ether Resistance, I'm not maxed out yet, and Pierce Resistance, you can always use Pierce Resistance until you're at max. Thunder skill from Shaman is nearly... Yeah, it's not really... when I compare these, Stormcaller's Pact versus that, Star Pact has everything I want. Cold Lightning damage combo is pretty okay, but considering the physical and ether conversion into cold is pretty cool, and skill cooldown reduction. Do I have to say anything else? Now, well, what's on the way here? Mental alacrity. Casting speed. Okay. Nullification. Conversion. Conversion is a pretty good one too. Especially the duration reduction of deadly stuff. Super nice. And here, Ether and Chaos extra damage. Well, we get that. So, well, this one is also rather gimmicky. The resistances are nice, but okay, defensive ability and armor. I somehow have the feeling as if this isn't too juicy for my profession either. Ari, just stay there. No. I worked so hard on the tutorial for Darkest Dungeon today that I needed a break. I was spending so many hours with the game today that I didn't feel like streaming. Maybe tomorrow. No, tomorrow we got the giveaway stream. So I will go there again. I love the game, but I really needed a break after the work day today. Something chill. Oak skin is also very good, but I really use it for resistance. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go for the Arcanist points for now. This is providing really good meat to the bone, and I want that Star Pact. What can I say more? It's also providing me access to the conversion skill, which is something that I want to have as well. And probably is Kundra's? I don't think so. Okay. Now, I wanted to go towards that Aron, or how it's called. Maybe I should put in 1 point, though, into Oak Skin, the next level up, to at least profit from skill bonuses from my items and such. I think I'm going to do that.
Can't do that yet.
Ah, good old elementalists. They're so resilient against this stuff. Right. I hope I'm able to withstand these necromancers quite well. My resistances aren't that good against vitality damage and such, so I'm a little bit afraid about that. But that's one beauty about this build. You're really good at taking enemies down from a decent distance. I consider this one a really good hardcore build.
I can't do that
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Don't need to be too nervous here.
yet. I can't do that
So, but now that you mentioned it, Ari, just maybe we'll get there later. Arcanist Dungeon 2 is really a good game. One of the most promising early access games that I've encountered lately. But those guys behind the game, they are really very, very passionate about their work. Okay. How long this character lives. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Can only say it's so far my longest survivor. So it's a new record. I'm really surprised how much fun I have with playing hardcore on Grimdawn. It's the first ARPG where I actually enjoy this kind of playstyle. With Diablo and Path of Exile, I felt as if the survival of my character was so far out of my control that I don't even want it to bother, you know? Like, the knowledge alone that there's almost no chance of surviving the late game reliably without relying on super cheesy strategies, and even more cheesy than the stuff that I'm pulling off here right now. That's already pretty cheesy after all. My god, what's that? Is that anything? No, not for me. Not for me, sadly. There. I'm really scared. Somehow got the feeling as if I risked the life of my character pretty hard right now. Diablo, the game scales really hard at the end. Same enemies, just a ton more HP and a ton more damage. Yeah, exactly. And stuff like these crazy lightning novas. Lightning retaliation things that the enemies got. Especially when you were playing multiplayer way back when, you were sometimes incinerated by invisible lightning fragments. That was just stupid. When you're literally getting killed by something you didn't even see. But I mean, Diablo 2 was also the game where you could actually run faster than the server did load the terrain, so those were completely different stories. Playing multiplayer back when the internet wasn't as fast. Good times. Alright, we'll respect with Kylon's chosen. Good stuff. Well, so far it looks like as if I have no problems here. But it's not as it looks like. I'm evading their line of sight as much as I can because these zaps there. It's 1/6 of my HP just with a regular hit. Oh, there's the boss. And I'm really afraid what would happen if several of those dudes crit me at the same time. I think that might even one-shot me at this point. There we go. Kill that dude. Wonderful. Well done, my minions. Not minions. Empowered Fiendbinder's Hood. Exactly what. Okay, is there any larger reward? Well, there's a lot of dynamite in it here. That's good. Dynamite is always good. Okay. Now I got to get back there. Chthonic seals of binding. Do I have some on me? Yeah, plenty. So let's unlock that next devotion shrine there. Okay. So is there already a follow-up quest, or do they need to... Do I need to grind up reputation first? Free XP. Ah, here. So, the Necromancer's Ashes. Blah. Hidden underneath Fort Icon. The Tomb of Archon Bartholom. Oh yeah. I know where that's located, but I'm not gonna go there now. Let's cleanse that devotion shrine next. As a hardcore character, I take the liberty of cleansing areas as I please to grind up my XP and better items and whatnot. There's always a good reason to take things slow here.
That skill's not ready.
There we go. So my first offline characters have hit ultimate difficulty finally. Now I finally understood how the difficulty level scaling of this game is really supposed to work. Because in ultimate difficulty, that's the first region where legendary items drop reliably. So the game scales a lot by item rarity. It's in its difficulty levels. Basically here in normal difficulty, I could level up all the way as long as the enemies scale with me, but my items won't ever be as good as somebody who's leveling up in ultimate. It's a pretty interesting system. Ow! No!
That skill's not ready.
Scary monsters. Those manticores are just evil. Also, my poison resist pretty good though. Okay. So up north is a shrine there. There we go. I think that's actually, I just noticed that might be streaming Darkest Dungeon 2 a little bit on a more 60 to 90 minute basis, because the game is really pretty difficult and therefore strainful. Yesterday when I streamed that game longer, I noticed that it really grew exhausting because of the difficulty level of those fights. There's a lot of brain power necessary. My god, why is this guy so janky? Can't you just die already and ease my fears? I don't want to die. Wow.
We can't do that yet.
This guy. Everything else just melts, and this guy, not at all. Going to the Hidden Path quest. Well, I haven't decided yet how long I'll stay in normal difficulty. I actually planned to go onto the next tier as soon as I can survive that feasibly, and then grind it out there more thoroughly. Because grinding out normal difficulty too hard is, don't get me wrong, it's a little bit boring. Yay. Will, more resilience. even more meat on the bone. Okay, well, let's clear out some necropolis. It feels a lot more difficult than Darkest Dungeon 1 too, yeah. But I don't know, this might be also partially because of the balance issues of the early access version right now. I hope they don't leave it that difficult.
Can't do that yet.
Okay. So these items here are all so much better than the stuff I'm wearing right now. Oh, Mirror of Erioctes. Half a second plus duration. Interesting. I love these items that change and expand the behavior of skills a lot. Well, there's only one thing that I noticed so far where the game feels more, Darkest Dungeon 2 feels more forgiving than its predecessor, and that's when it comes down to character death. It seems as if it's a lot harder to lose a character in your party. But to counteract that, you have that negative relationship system that really starts to wear your party down. Yeah. I'm not sure what happens if you lose a character in Darkest Dungeon 2.
That skill's not ready.
Whether you can replace him or not, because if you can't replace him, you might as well give up, actually. Right now, at least. If somebody knows what happens if you lose somebody, I'd really like to know. I won't mind the spoiler.
That skill's not ready.
Alright, finally Necropolis, basically. I mean, Necropolis is a little bit boring, but it's also a place brim-filled with enemies, and I can farm myself up pretty well there.
That skill's not ready.
Use some of that in your next playthrough. Well, okay. So when you reach the end the next time, or you lose the character for that playthrough, what do you mean with playthrough? The run or the next stop at the end?
That skill's not ready.
Just want to make sure that I don't misunderstand you here. Ooh, scary. Okay, if you, well, then you might as well just give up, honestly, when you lose somebody, because, I don't know, the game is already hard enough with 4 people in your party. I don't want to imagine dragging on unnecessarily long with only 3 people. So, I don't know. Correct me if I misunderstand you guys there. I'm a little bit tired. Alright.
Can't do that.
Hello? Totems? Please attack that crystal. Pronto. Ooh, there's a lot of commotion here. I do take the wrong way on purpose towards the inner necropolis, because I really want to farm out the gates of necropolis here a little bit more. Because I take this as a really good opportunity to grind up this character to a little bit more XP. The stream, a lot of people were saying Darkest Dungeon 2 is too easy. Well, Ah, so the encounters get downscaled with less people. Yeah, well, maybe it is easier than I think. I mean, I've seen that the Darkest Dungeon 1 community played that game on such insane levels that I really felt as if I don't know anything about turn-based combat when I was watching these crazies. But, well, I really don't know. Yeah, Shay there. What? Easy compared to Darkest Dungeon 1? I played Darkest Dungeon 1 a lot, and I felt as if Darkest Dungeon 2 was a lot harder than Darkest Dungeon 1. But I don't know what they what stage of the game they are referring to. Maybe the end game of Darkest Dungeon 1 is harder than the one of DD2. I can't say anything about that. It's not as harsh in things you have no control over. Yeah, but that's good, actually, honestly. I don't like it when the game messes me up too hard over with things that I have no control about. Yeah. Ah, these people that are playing the game with closed eyes and then muttering about it's too easy. Sorry if that comes down a little bit condescending, but sometimes you just have to accept that you have played a game that much that it doesn't offer any challenges anymore. If that bothers you, you have to change the genre a little bit. Or play PvP. Or just accept that you're a gaming god. But not everybody is. Guy won on the second run, yeah. I hear that a lot. That some people are just very obsessed on showing everybody how easy the game is, and then they abuse the game as hard as they can to show everybody how easy the game is. I don't know, but I am a quite casual player when it comes down to such games. But that's, I don't know. I don't want to be too mean here, but sometimes I feel as if people that are complaining about games being too easy and such, they tend to over-optimize things a little bit. They don't necessarily reflect the average user. Average dumb people like me, you know. Yeah, I'm sure that somebody won the game super quickly. Every game in this genre gets cracked by some smart guys pretty quickly. I'm not really surprised to hear that. I mean, I gotta say, there was one thing I noticed that yesterday I didn't really lose people even if things were really tough. So after a couple of runs or fights, I think you can analyze the game well enough to see where the system is vulnerable against. I don't know. Sometimes I feel as if there's a certain category of gamer that totally thinks differently like I do, and enjoying things in a totally different way as I do. So, don't really want to judge about how people enjoy their games. Hey, John! Oh, so much work for you. Thanks for dropping by, nevertheless. Still tired from Monday. Yeah, well, I'm pretty tired, too. I don't know. Somehow pretty exhausted from... I don't know what, actually. Okay.
That skill's
so
not
far,
ready.
so good.
This is very personal.
Oh, thank you, mate. That's so nice of you. And you guys... You got Jode. It's very, very nice of Joe. And happy to have you all here among the subscribers. Hope you enjoy your stay. Thanks for your constant support, Joe. It really means a lot to me.
This
You
is
know that.
very personal.
Hardcore players that take the hardest setting and goes for additional challenges that are made of rules that make it even harsher. Yeah. The biggest balls of them all. But honestly,
This is very personal.
I play RimWorld on similar conditions. At some point, when you played the game to some degree, you look for these things to entertain yourself. But, well,
This is
I don't
very
know.
personal.
If you're that kind of player, telling the game's too easy, that sounds pretty cheeky to me. I don't know. Instead of being proud about yourself, bashing the game, well, whatever. Darkest Dungeon players they have an interesting community. A very, very special code of conduct and social behavior among each other. Very unique tone and mentality. I really noticed that while I was exploring the internet. So, yeah, most people are VM. Most people are just struggling with completing games like Darkest Dungeon, even on normal. There's just this type of players that happen to be extremely good at it and filming it and giving all world the impression as if it would be super easy to finish this game on extremely hard difficulties. But that's a unrealistic representation. That's like 100,000 people play that game on normal circumstances, and that one dude is filming it all and making it look like all 99,999 people would be performing as he does. So there's some sort of disparity there. This happens with the more popular a game gets, the more this effect comes to shine, I think. I noticed that on League of Legends, for example, a lot. On League of Legends, there's a small group of, well, I'd say internationally, let it be a couple of 100 people that set up the tone for everybody. But in fact, not like 90% of the people performing way away from these couple of elite players that set up the meta for everybody. So, alright, good night, Joe. Thanks for being here. And thanks for your kind gift. Ooh, you finished Kingmaker. Congratulations, VM. I recently purchased Wrath of the Righteous and got into it deep enough to notice that I really need to re-roll and redefine my character, and then I was swamped with work again, and then I had the surgery, and then I had other things in my mind because that game's tough as nails. Love it. But of course I had to play it with core rules, you know. I'm a pen and paper nerd. I want to have it the hard way. Okay, we're close to the finale. I really need to be careful about that one. The boss here is a really nasty dude. Okay. I find it pretty funny how the pro gamers of Darkest Dungeon are basically like the game itself. They're beating the game and laughing and mocking it. Just like the game does with the less experienced players. It beats you and it laughs at you and mocks you. Just my personal interpretation. Okay. The ghoul boss here is pretty tough job. Let's see how good it goes. Well, I don't know what kind of character I'll build for Pathfinder. Might be actually ending up with a lawful stupid paladin again, because there's so much demonic activity where you can get profit out of a character that's specialized against that. But I don't know yet. Alright, here's the evil dude.
That skill's not ready.
Great. Didn't he summon also earthquakes, or am I... I think I mistook him for somebody else. Okay. That must have been some other crypt then. Shade leather, no. All the jacks. Okay, whatever. Shade leather leggings, sword battle axes. Okay, whatever. Oh yeah, another devotion point. And that finishes the quill. Awesome. The amount of extra damage on this build is growing more and more insane. Okay, we got the Black Sepulchre done. Stop playing for 2 months together. Well, Bela, hey there. Oh yeah, I totally have a nice night tonight. I'm just a little bit tired, but beyond that, I'm feeling great. Hope you guys have a nice time today as well. Okay. Yeah, there are such rule things that can really mess you up in these games, especially when it comes down to builds. Games like Pathfinder have an insane depth of choice, and that's so sad. I mean, I don't know how you guys are towards games like Pathfinder. I'd be down for a stream session of that too, you know. Okay. Yeah, exactly, Argist. You need a good build from the get-go. You need to know where you want to go with these games. Especially since the developers behind the Pathfinder games, they really have set up a pretty harsh difficulty level. I don't mind that. I played the old Icewind Dale games, for example. I don't know if any of you out there remember those. They were basically like Baldur's Gate, but without story, only tough as nails combat. Oh man, I love those games. I played them so much.
That skill's not ready.
So close to level 50. Oh, Tyranny. That's a game that I wanted to play as well, but somehow I always lacked the incentive to spend money on that game when it was on sale. Alright, there's more ethereal activity up there. But I think this character should be already strong enough to finish the game. Easily, actually. Oh, there's a big bad monster hatching here. But it's not really a big threat anymore. Yeah, I think so too, Bjorn. The endgame fight against the Logorian is actually, I don't know, it's one of the most anticlimactic boss fights that I know. It's super easy in general. Poison resistance is decent. I don't know if I need more vitality resistance to withstand that dude. It's the only thing I'm not sure about. Take that, filthy cultists. chaos damage. Well, I do like games that have pen and paper systems behind them. Especially on PC, because, you know, I DM a lot, and calculating all that cool combat stuff is a pain. It's really not nearly as much fun as if when the computer calculates all of that for you, and you just need to build that. You know? Chaos resist is well, rather meh. Well, 24% could be not really enough. I can only remember that poison spit attack of that beast, but probably I don't need to worry too much about it, because the amount of resistance I got could be totally enough in combination with the insane amount of HP this character has. Because honestly, for normal difficulty, sitting on almost 7,000 HP is insane. Ooh. Hello there, monsters. Bye-bye there, monsters. Well, nope. And nope. Alright, let's continue with the candle. Oh no, it's called Scholar's Light. Sorry. What do we have here? Ooh, that's a lot of health, though. Head belt. Item. I recall I had much easier time with Pillars of Eternity to understand. Well, the thing is, the devs behind Pillars of Eternity, don't get me wrong, they made the better job when it came to a balanced computer game. I don't know why, but the dudes behind Pathfinder, Owlcat Games, I think they are, they tend to overkill a bit with the difficulty level. And also, well, Pathfinder is quite confusing if you're not a regular pen and paper player, since the entire game world of Pillars of Eternity was never made to be playable exclusively on paper, not as far as I know, though. Correct me if I'm wrong. It must have been made in a way that you can understand it entirely from the computer game, whereas Pathfinder is made to be understandable for paper-only users, if that makes any sense. So, of course, the difficulty to translate that is, say, pretty nasty for the makers. Ouch, that's a nasty one. When walls don't block projectiles, that sounds crappy. Well, ever since the creation of these classic RPGs like Baldur's Gate, Divinity Original Sin, and all these big classics, Pillars of Eternity too, there's always that hunger in the community for more, but there's not too many companies that got the necessary backbone to develop a game all these years that it takes to design a decent CRPG. That's the problem. You need a massive enterprise behind that can tank a couple of years of development time, you know? I'm pretty sure that Baldur's Gate 2 wasn't developed in 2 years. Pretty sure it took more time. Divinity was a great game, yeah. I sadly didn't have the computer way back then, and, well, I haven't found the time to pack it up. I found the terrain interaction system extremely confusing, honestly. But I guess it's something you can sink your teeth in and work with it because it's quite fascinating and well thought through. Okay. Oh, this was a contested portal. Okay. Like I said, the amount of HP on this character are carrying him well for most things. The explosion of a Chthonian Harbinger, though, still does matter.
Took you long enough. The cult of Chthon. It appears that the ritual is being powered by...
Okay. Don't start making me angry, Ultram. It took you long enough. I heard really good things about the Yakuza games as well. Such a pity that there are way more good games out there than the person can possibly play. It's just almost as bad as with books nowadays. There we go. Take that, Blood Wagon. Jeez, it was a tanky Blood Wagon. Or my character is really dealing crappy damage here. Wow. Oh yeah, I now remember that I have rings. So, Seal of the Royal Crown. I want to replace that with this one. And I want to replace that one with this one. And now my resistances are... Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Whoops, that was not what I wanted to sit in. Alright. Good stuff. That will be good enough. There have been so many good Japanese games in the last decade or more. Well, basically, since I stopped playing console games, I'm always a little bit jelly about all the players enjoying these that type of game. I basically stopped playing a lot of the Japanese games when I dropped the ownership of the PlayStation and other consoles. Because basically a lot of the Japanese titles were never really that prominent on PC. Somehow. Correct me if I'm wrong. I was standing in front of them for a moment. Standing still in front of enemies is a bad thing to do. Especially for squishy characters like me. Propolis books. I'm really looking forward to the Age of Empires 4 release tomorrow. Really curious to see how it will be received and how good it's going to be. I hope it's going to be good. I actually feel like going for some. Oh, yeah, runic bracers. They're cool, even if you're not capable of using them. There's just stuff on it that I want to have. Also, again, more HP. Almost 8k.
Jeez. Can't do that.
I only owned a PS1. I never transitioned into anything bigger back then. But I played the hell out of Final Fantasy 7 and 8 in that time. A very unhealthy and passionate relationship. Okay, look at that loot. That was crazy easy. I need to proceed into the next difficulty level. This is Crescent Moon. Ancestor Relic. Well, I got what I need for now. Resistances are looking fine. I'm just going to pay attention to blue and purple items from this one. Yeah, Ari, just it's tomorrow. Tomorrow is Age of Empires 4 day. I really hope it's going to be a good one. I have my doubts, though. You know, recently AAA titles disappointed me so much. So, I'm not giving them the benefit of the doubt here. Although Age of Empires 3 really pleased me back then. We'll see.
I can't do that yet.
It's gonna be better if it sucks, though. Better for my wallet, for sure. So, where are the blood wagons? Did I miss one there? I did. I remember for a third one. Age of Empires 3 was great. At least the campaign of that. I don't know how the multiplayer was there because I don't play RTS games in multiplayer. I love to play RTS games for the sake of story, and sometimes stuff like they are billions or such for the survival aspect, but PvP is really not my cup of tea. I did play a lot of custom games in Age of Empires 2 against overpowered AI with allied players, like co-op mode. That was fun. Well, there's a simple question. Did the Age of Empires you remember have playable Native Americans? If yes, it was Age of Empires 3, or Native Americans and Russians. That's Age of Empires 3. Age of Empires 2 had a stronger bias towards European cultures and also Asian, I think, and African. Oh, don't nail me on that. But I know that the Russian and Native American factions were pretty unique. In that time, at least. But Age of Empires 2 was also a great game in its own right. Okay, now. Finale, or something like that. Grinding for cards. Age of Empires 3. Oh, cards, I remember. Now that you mention it, I start remembering it, and before that, I didn't even know what you were talking about. It must have been really horrible.
Can't do that.
Okay. So judging from my exhaustion level and such, I don't think I'm going to be streaming any Darkest Dungeon after this stream today. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna chill here for a while longer and then go to bed. Good night, Ash. Thanks for staying here. Oh, yeah. Portuguese. I know that I played all the available campaigns. in Age of Empires 3, and I loved every inch of it. I don't know why, but it was one of those games where I felt like as if every campaign had something going on for itself that pleased me. There's another game that was similar, and that was Heroes of Might and Magic 4. It might have been gameplay-wise not the best title of them all, but the storytelling, the writing of the base game was so splendid. Every campaign of those 6 of the main game, DLC, was crap, story-wise. But the main game campaigns, they were so good. They were so good. Basically like really well-made mini-novels. Don't worry, Ash. Come on. It's always a pleasure to have you around, mate. You guys being sorry for not being as active here in the stream. I'm happy that that you guys are hanging around here and watching me play games here. That's nice. Alright. So far, so good. We're kicking them. Still super afraid of that one moment when everything goes bad, from one moment to another. But I don't think I will see that in this difficulty level. The HP and the resistances of this character are so high. I think I need to do something stupid on purpose to make him fail now. Look at me open a secret area. I had no clue. And it's even trap. Okay. Oh, there's even more. Ah, so... Okay. Good stuff. I got no clue. Whoa. Hi there, guys. You came in quite numerous amounts tonight. Jeez. Empire Earth. Oh yeah, that was a good one too. But I didn't play Empire Earth at all, basically. I was only watching it back when it was new, but I didn't play it myself.
I can't do that.
Okay. When I bought Empires 3, I thought it was related to Empire Earth. I haven't played Age of Empires 1.
Skill's not ready.
But I gotta admit, I'm not particularly good at real-time strategy games. I was always the campaign player, like I said before. And even there, in many of the games, I had to cheat at the last missions because I didn't make it through there. But I wanted to know how the story ends, so I cheated myself through many last campaign missions. Sometimes out of incapability, but sometimes out of pure laziness because I didn't feel like grinding through all of that, I admit. Yeah, the base building part in RTS games is really fun, that's true. But on a more challenging level, these games are quite stressful actually, because the more challenging approach towards RTS games is that you aim towards an aggressive gameplay as quick as possible, basically. You want to be not building up your base with love for details, but with functionality or of a plan that you want to win the game with. And that's something I never found myself. Clicks per second. Yeah, the micromanagement insanity. I mean, I really don't want to talk bad about that. I admire that. I played League of Legends on a similar level once, so that's something. I like gaming passion and I like dedication, so, but it's actually super crazy. I prefer a more casual approach on RTS games. Okay, take that for the monsters. Normal difficulty can be a little bit easy. Professional StarCraft 2 players. Well, I gotta say, RTS pros are, to me personally, even more crazy than MOBA professionals, because there's so much more micromanagement behind all of that. But maybe I'm wrong. Whoa. Reading the chat and getting ambushed here. MOBAs are an abstract kind of hell. Yeah. Totally agree on that. I spent like I don't know, 7 or 8 years of my life with League of Legends, and let's just say I was I am a halfway decent ADC, but the game burned me out, especially the toxicity in the player base. Actually, it was less the game, but more of the toxicity in the player base, and the rampant toxicity in the server communities too. Sadly. Well, PvP not exactly brings out the best in people, so don't feel ashamed. Every competitive environment does something to your character where you grow toxic. I can be a very, very toxic bugger too when I play PvP, believe me. Believe me, you don't want to have me on your team if I have a bad day. I can be a very nagging and insulting person there. I know that. Alright. Let's go downstairs. That was okay. Alright, the Seal of the Logorian. I don't know, Logorian sounds like some sort of illness in the bowels for me, or in the mouth. It's one of the weirdest boss names that I've ever encountered in gaming history. Logorian. Okay. It somehow also makes me think of DeLorean. I don't know. I always have a hard time taking this boss seriously due to all these constrictions. Alright. Getting through this a lot better than I expected I would, though. Made up demon name. Oh, that you can make up demon names that sound less weird. But maybe it's just me. I guess it's just me. I need to ignore gear. Yeah. Right now, it's not really worth checking out all that stuff. I'm well suited for the environment I am at right now. Everything else I need will be found next time. That could be Bjorn. I mean, the demonic name Chthon also has some similarities to other cultural or literature aspects. I really like how quickly the stuff here goes down. I wonder how long I'll be able to keep up with that performance.
Fresh blood all
I'm still afraid about these big chunky guys, though. They're so friggin' fast. And I know how quickly you can die in this game. I hope this dude is resilient enough to avoid that, but... since I only have one attempt to find out, I'm constantly a little bit on edge. My vitality character is... oh, that's a good question. Somewhere between 60s and 70s. I haven't played in the last couple of days. There were lots of things work-related. I bought Age of Darkness last a couple of days ago and started learning that. Gonna feature that on the channel too as well. Pretty cool. It's like a fantasy-based. They Are Billions, and I like it because I didn't like the base setting of They Are Billions that much. Not exactly disliking it either, but it was not that much of my cup of tea. Oh yeah, thanks for the reminder. I have to check out. Can really use an upgrade there. Yeah. Good. That's working out as well. And now, for the end game. Oh, there's another piece of literature there. Okay, let's hope this will work out. What you exactly referring to, Argus? I'm a little bit confused, sorry. Okay, there's not really much happening to me. Okay. Rip Ulgrim. It's not exactly dead, but... okay. The bosses were a little bit scary for a moment, I think, but... music is more dramatic than the boss, honestly. taking it pretty seriously nevertheless. Probably more seriously than I need to, but rather safe than sorry right now. Yeah. Not dying that quickly. Almost there, though. Bye-bye, dude. Well, I'm probably hearing but I don't want to take the experiment there. So useless item. Vile scorn leg plates. Definitely not this character's kind of stuff. The Butcher of Burwich. Not exactly either. Logorian's Corruption of the Void. Shoulder pads. Okay. We're done here. Yeah. One little sassiness too much here, and this character is dead, so I rather pretend the bosses are dangerous, even if they are not. Thanks, Joran. Appreciate that. It's my first character in hardcore.
You've returned.
That's gone this
So
far.
a great moment of triumph is soured with
So
tragedy.
we're going to go towards the next difficulty level here. So my other character here, he's level 64. Alright. Hello, Elite difficulty. So I know I could go for the DLC content, and I'm skipping out on skill points here and whatnot, but honestly, I don't think that I want to grind it out that thoroughly and bore myself and you guys there. Too much. You have a character on hardcore at level 68. He's so boring. Yeah, well, you know, that's partially why I go into the next difficulty here as well, you know. Okay, resistances are looking quite good, though. So now one thing that I kept forgetting, one level up in that. Just one level, so I gain extra points there.
What do you want?
I realize that hardcore characters tend to be a little bit more boring just because of the fact that you're playing for more safety. Full physique, soldier, shaman, retaliation.
Greetings, child.
Cool.
I am my knowledge.
Okay. Off to new adventures. Let's see how well this will work. I'm pretty sure it will work super decently.
Yeah.
Because the beginning of the game is really, really easy. Okay. I guess on this difficulty level I will stay for the DLC content, because ultimate difficulty is just rad. Or at least it is really brutal when you're not equipped properly for that. Yeah, okay, pure retaliation build is kind of boring. Okay.
That skill's not ready.
Okay. Looks like we're getting through everything here pretty decently, though.
You're welcome.
Oh, thanks for the thoughtful salver. Happy to have you. Hope you enjoy your stay. Hevel's great sword. Yeah, well. I want to have a better Sky Global effigy talisman. I just want to have the same item that I have right now, just with a higher quality. Ah, that's terrible when your character is super tanky, but his damage is so low that you're not really getting anything done with him. I don't like that either. So, well, no thanks. Not yet. Don't want to go down that quest line. At the beginning of this difficulty level, especially. If I remember correctly, this stuff behind that portal is harder than everything I would encounter here at Lower Crossing regularly. First boss. Woo. Okay. That's a lot more resilience than before. That's why the Wind Devils are so important, because they shred down the resistance of my enemy. Oh, and I also don't have my skills enabled. No wonder it's that hard. Barracks Bloody Arm. Yikes. Disgusting item. Flip Island. What were we talking about that moment before? No, that was the one back there. The detonation site. Wasn't that the Hidden Path quest you were talking about before, Thor? I'm not sure anymore. $431k AP are not that much. Can get worse. Once they hit millions, it's really nasty. If I remember correctly, the first station of the Hidden Path quest was here, but it's been such a long time that when I played that quest chain the last time, I kept rushing through the normal difficulty a lot in my last couple of playthroughs. Yeah, bullet sponging is a thing in this game.
That skill's not
The
ready.
high tier bosses all have insane HP levels. Well, not all, but overall. That happens quite often, sadly. I'm not a big fan of bullet sponges either, but, you know, it's a necessary evil, and I rather have bullet sponges over enemies that just one-shot me to emulate the difficulty differently. Because you either end up with very bulky enemies that are super resilient, and you have to play correctly around them, which means avoid their damage patterns and such things. It's kind of forgiving because the whole game is balanced towards longer fights. Or you have shorter fights and get sniffed out more often. Diablo 2 had a gameplay like that. Sour. Do you have resistance reductions in devotions? Not yet. I only have resistance reductions in the Wind Devils. The devotion tree is pretty so-so right now. I'm using a template Bjorn created, one of the people here in the channel, and I plan to reset my devotion points at some point when I had enough points to check out what I'm actually doing and have a real direction there. Ah, the Lightning Constellation has that. Thank you, Huron. Haven't checked that out yet. But Resistance Shred, as far as I heard, is one of the mandatory things for higher difficulty levels to get through the enemies properly. I don't know why, but Burwich never gets old for me. I love that place. Also my poison resistance, 65%. Cool. Might be actually taking
That skill's not ready.
the boss there.
We can't do that yet.
So far, so good. Elite difficulty greets me with open arms.
That skill's
The
not
bosses take a little bit long, but I'm not surprised about that. My gear needs some upgrades, and I think level 60 is what you're recommended to go for in elite difficulty, but I'm not sure anymore. Conversion, Calistorian Gable, kind of like. It's like how a lot of games put a lot of resources in making the first area. Yeah, that's true. And also, I feel as if it's always cool to get back into Burwich with an actually working build. Because the first time I enter Burwich with every character, there's not really much going on their build, and they're really weak. And the second time you go here, you're a monster. You're zapping them left and right, and that's kind of a different experience there. My God, I'm just gonna equip those boots because my boots are crap. Jeez. These boots aren't good either, but mine are neither. So we're going to take that and put some Mark of Traveler on that. As soon as I find them. Mark of the Traveler. Come on, game. I wish there was a search function in the inventory. I feel like in most games I've played the Act 1's higher overall quality than the rest of the game. Yeah, of course, of course. Well, the stats on these boots are okay, I'd say. The Chaos Resist is cool, and everything besides the Ether damage is also quite good, but I don't like to have stuff like the Ether Blaze skill. I don't know. It's not exactly what I like to see. Stuff that triggers when I'm being hit. Not exactly. I'm trying to avoid getting hit at all. Where are my boots? Highlight things that you can put on them. Yeah, okay, that's the thing. That's an idea, yeah.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, I wish they had included search bar just for the inventory as well when it got introduced for the storage. I end up searching my components every single time. But well. Thanks for the reminder with hovering over the item. It's actually a good way of finding the proper component for your inventory. Okay. Did I activate the next one already? Oh, we have the lower crossing rift. Good enough. Well, let's get back into town. Well, I'm too lazy to go every time to my
I need
storage.
some time to plan our strategy.
And if I put the items into storage, they will be in my inventory again unless I store them regularly.
Ah, very good.
And you know me, I'm a lazy guy.
The captain send you a search. Did you get the scrap? Perfect. Well, the good news is, since I put this...
Oh yeah, let's do the Slith Cave, why not? So I'm definitely leveling up a lot slower now. I started level 48 on tonight's stream, and I'm only level 51 now. Clearly noticeable how much slower the progression is by now. I do like that 71% chaos resistance. This gives me a good feeling. Here.
Can't do that yet.
Okay. Oh, this is one of the relaxing dungeons here. As long as you have some poison resistance. Okay. Oh, there's boss time down here. Pretty good. I was able to get the minions out of this before the bosses went into the fight. Wild scoring leg plates. Didn't we have those today already? Slip caves. I love slip. They always come numerous. They die quickly. They're just some fun bunch. If you're down for some easy enemies, that is.
That skill's not ready.
Yeah, some slith are a little bit scary, but they have a composition where like 90% of the regular slith are super chill, farmable enemies, just like the undead. The undead also only have a handful of really scary enemies, and most of them are just a very chill opportunity to farm XP and such. Oh, Totem. Alright. Opportunity for loot.
That skill's not ready.
Or to die. All depends. Oh, the boss crashing. I just keep running away from them.
That skill's not ready.
Because I really don't care about the distance between my enemies and the totem. Can this thing finally just die? Thanks. Thank you, Wildclaw, for cooperating. Glory of a Silver Knight. Definitely none of my items. Although 700 health. +2 damage. I don't want to give away the pierce resistance I got. Pierce resistance is so valuable. In my opinion, at least. Pierce resistance is what protects you from ranged attacks, and ranged attacks brought down too many of my characters already. Okay. But after this dungeon, I really need to go to bed. I have kind of like trouble keeping my eyes open. And that's not exactly the best circumstance to play hardcore on. But I would like to play more. Always that problem. Bodily functions. Hunger, sleep, exhaustion. Take that, monster. Working good. So, that's all the Slith necklace I need. Okay. Seriously? I ain't got the necessary ether shard? Dang. And I can't even craft one right now, because there's no blacksmith. Okay. Okay, can't change that. That's a very unexpected one, though.
Any luck clearing out those well done.
Okay.
Good, you're back. What am I? You've proven yourself quite. Follow the rope.
Just picking up some rewards here. Almost 52. Dang. Okay, dear friends, I'll say goodnight for today. Thank you so much for the good company. And yeah, see you all tomorrow on the giveaway stream for Dwarf Romantic. Gonna be great. Good night.